Well, I think if you look at 2023, we have seen a robust result given the market deterioration, especially in the second half of this year. And of course, we have started relatively weak into 2024. However, we see a good possibility for Salzgitter, given our resilience within the company, to perform as we did in 2023, even in a very sort of challenging market environment.
Despite the macro, there are other trends that are playing out, and that is fiscal support. And you've had some of it from the government in terms of moving towards cleaner energy in the industry. How is that benefiting the business and providing somewhat of a prop?
Well, of course, given that we are in a huge transformation from a CO2 intensive industry into a low CO2 steel making process going forward, and we as Salzgitter have been on the front runner in this process. We have applied for public funding, and we received support of €1 billion last year, us providing more than that in private money in order to change our process and be able, amongst the first ones in Europe, to deliver green steel as of 2026. This, of course, brings us in a prime position in that transformation and also in offerings of green steel, of CO2-free steel to the market, and hence will certainly support our financial situation going forward.
Gunnar, I was reading a brilliant interview that you did with the FT in November last year, and you're basically saying, look, do we want to have these industrial supply chains in Europe or not? If we do want them, we've got to be very careful about how we negotiate the entire supply chain as well, despite energy costs as well. Gunnar, just expand on that now in 2024 as well. How concerned are you? Because we have prohibitively higher energy costs, we perhaps don't have the same level of protection of some regions as well. Things are at quite a dangerous level.
Well, of course, you know, we have a sort of fundamental understanding of transforming the industry into low CO2, into a low CO2 future. And we as industry and we as Salzgitter have taken certain steps. We have taken our investment decision already, so we are on the line here. And what we need now is a governmental and regulatory support and a framework that actually helps us through that transformation. And as you rightly mentioned, it's about electricity prices. They are higher than in other regions of this globe. And as we are in a global competition, this certainly is not helping us, as well as regulatory frameworks around CO2 pricing in other parts of the world. So here we need a level playing field. We're not asking for any favorite treatment. We need a level playing field in order to be able to compete on a global scale. And this is certainly something that policymakers, both in Brussels but also in Berlin, have to fix for us and fix fast.
I'd like to see it, and I hear it a lot from men and women in your position, Gunnar, as well. Look, you mentioned Brussels, you mentioned Berlin. Let me add to that Frankfurt as well. And you're talking about economic conditions in most markets increasingly deteriorated at the start of 2023. Do you need some help from Frankfurt, i.e. lower ECB rates?
Well, of course, sort of if inflation is coming down to normalized levels, certainly that would also be helpful in order, perhaps not only for us, but for our customers to gain confidence in the market development, which then in turn also helps us.